2 trillion USD. And this is just an institution. So the policy we are working on is to make sure that we leverage on digital technology to create many jobs for our team in youths. And this is what we have started, and it has also started yielding result. Within the time frame, we were able to support our security institutions by providing some emergency communication centers. On 23rd September 2019, we commissioned the first emergency communication center that will be able to receive calls from people in distress and emergency situations, and they will be linked up immediately with relevant agencies that are to provide intervention or to rescue them from any situation they find themselves. So far from 23rd September to date, I think we have around 25 centers that are operational in Nigeria, and we have a center in each and every state. When you put your phone call, there is nothing will be deducted from your account. You will be linked up directly to the center, and there in the center, they will link you up to the institution that you need their intervention, either police, either fire service, whatever you need. They have a seat dedicated for that, and they will be able to link you up. We are working on elevating and integrating the system to the extent that when you put that call, the exact location where you are making the call will be able to appear on the screen so that they will provide intervention for you immediately. On the same date of 23rd September 2019 also, we launched and harmonized our emergency toll-free number. Before, many institutions were using different numbers for their emergency call, but today we're able to harmonize and have only one number of 112, similar to 911 in the US. You can use this call. Even today after the opening ceremony, you may wish to dial 112 to see what will happen. It will link you up directly to the center, and the center will immediately link you up to the relevant institution that you need their intervention within a matter of 5 to 10 seconds. So this is also one of the things we have done, and this is in line with the agenda of our boss and at the same time our mentor, Mr. President, of promoting security of our country, Nigeria. I believe that this audience will appreciate to know that with the guidance of Mr. President, there is a case that was lingering for over 7 years, the issue of pre-registered, unregistered, semi-registered SIM cards. By the time we were appointed or given portfolio on 21st August 2019, the actual figure of incomplete registration was not known. Immediately we took over, we were able to provide the supervision that is required to the relevant parastatal to immediately complete exercise audit and come up with the actual figure of incomplete or partial or unregistered SIMs. What they did within less than a week, we were able to discover there was around 9.2 million SIM cards in Nigeria without proper documentation. And these are the same SIMs that were being used in order to commit crime all over the country. Many believe that it was not possible to block them. Within less than 21 days, with the supervision, we were able to push them to ensure that all these SIMs were either rectified or blocked or deactivated, as the case may be. This is what the relevant parastatal did. On 21st September 2019, I received a comprehensive report, and it was the deadline that as of 25 September 2019, there wasn't any SIM in Nigeria on our network that did not have complete registration. We are grateful, Mr. President, for the support and the guidance. This is what was achieved in less than 40 days, and the case was lingering for over 7 years before. And at the same time, we are appreciative to the parastatals for always trying to respond positively to our the federal government of Nigeria. Furthermore, in October 14th, to be specific, we initially started a struggle of being part of what is called RIP, a program that is being coordinated by Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US. It is a program that is being done in order to create millions of entrepreneurs in selected areas. We were able to participate in the competition. Usually hundreds of countries and organizations participate, and they try to restrict the number of those to be selected to 6 or 7. We participated in the process. There are 4 stages. I led a team that participated in the process, seeking for their help, come and work with us in Nigeria and create many entrepreneurs. They responded, and we followed all the processes. Finally, only 7 countries and institutions were selected globally. I am glad to inform Mr. President that we were among the 7 selected to be part of this. And not only part of it, what will make you to be happy as well, the team we led in Nigeria appears on the top of all the 7 countries. There is a team from Denmark, team from Japan, team from Saudi Arabia, and many other nations. But team from Nigeria appears on top of the 7. This is a plan of establishing many jobs in Nigeria in 3 selected areas. 1 in ICT, 2 in agric, that is tech agric. Number 3 in construction. These are the 3 areas we have agreed to work on with Massachusetts Institute of Technology on regional entrepreneurship acceleration program. In addition, in line with the policy of Mr. President of fighting corruption, we ensure that we have started the process of blocking leakages in the parastatals we supervise. Firstly, we immediately stop any cash transaction in any activity. There must be a system in place, an automated system in place. And this has started with the Nigerian Postal Services Commission, where we have an office in each and every local government of the country. We have automatically stopped cash transaction. This is an attempt of blocking leakages. And with that, we also started the process of transforming NIPOST from a solid situation to a world-class postal services agency. So far, we come up with a policy of trying to commercialize some activities and to register some companies that will be generating revenue for the federal government of Nigeria. We are working on 2 out of 4 companies we earlier proposed. Number 1 is a properties and development company. This company will be able to collect all the properties under NIPOST and see that those that can be put into use will be commercialized so that government will be able to generate revenue, because so far, based on the report I have, there are over 300 properties of NIPOST in Nigeria. Most of them are dilapidated. So our plan is to ensure we try to identify those that will support the activities of NIPOST. Those outside that will be able to be commercialized so that they will be a source of revenue for the federal government of Nigeria. And the second company is on logistics and transport company. This is another company that will be established in order to generate revenue for the federal government of Nigeria. In addition to that, to be more specific, on the 15th of November 2019, based on the priority areas given to us by Mr. President, to start the process of digitalizing government activities, or rather implementation of e-governance, with the support of COECA, that is Korea International Cooperation Agency, we in a world-class ICT training center here in Abuja, with the intention of training and retraining of our civil servants and build their capacity so that we will be able to migrate smoothly from the traditional way to the automated system of conducting governance. So the center has been commissioned and the training has also started immediately. In addition, on 25th November 2019, with the permission of Mr. President, we also launched the trial of 5G in Nigeria. And Nigeria happens to be the first country in West Africa to launch this 5G trial. No any country has done it before. So these are some of the things we've been doing. And finally, we are here today to witness the launching and unveiling of National Digital Economy for Digital Nigeria by Mr. President. This document is very important. As we all know, today's economy relies so much on digital economy. Based on the report of Oxford Economics, digital economy as it is today, up to 11.5 trillion USD, and it occupies 16% of world economy. And this number has been predicted and projected to reach 60% of world economy by 2022. Because of this, and because of the passion of Mr. President of diversifying our economy, he redesignated our ministry from Federal Ministry of Communications to Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. This is a deliberate effort of diversifying the economy of Nigeria because we have young innovators that are so passionate about ICT. So now our focus more is not just about communications, but rather how can we deploy communications and support our economy individually and collectively. There are 3 terms in the name. Number 1 is communications, number 2, digital, number 3 is economy. So communications is just the channel. Digital is the content that is passing through the channel, while economy is the focus. So we deploy communications, we deploy ICT and communication gadgets, and we pass digital message through, and our focus is to improve our economy. So this is the perception. Today, that document will be unveiled, and we identify 8 areas. There are 8 areas that we need each and every stakeholders to give us the necessary support and work together so that by the end of 2023, we will be proud to say that Nigeria is a digitalized country. These areas in summary starting, number 1 is development regulation. Number 2, digital literacy and skills. Number 3, solid infrastructure. Number 4, service infrastructure. Number 5, digital services promotion and development. Number 6, soft infrastructure. Then number 7, digital society and emerging technologies. Then number 8, indigenous content development and promotion. These are the 8 areas that the document is willing to address in our country, Nigeria. And finally, I have a good news for all of us. As we all know, and as it was stated by the DG of NIDA, in the second quarter of 2019, the contribution of ICT to our GDP is 13.86%, while of oil and gas is 8.82%. However, my mentor is the Honorable Minister of Petroleum, so I will not be bold enough like the DG to say that ICT is ahead of petroleum. I cannot make that statement here. I can only state the figures, but I cannot say which one is higher. I cannot make that mistake here. In the third quarter of 2019, that percentage grew up by 12.13%. So that has been incremented by 12.13%. That is telecommunications and information services. But if you combine all, there is a serious drop in publishing. But when it comes to information services and telecommunications, that one grew up by 12.13%. This is a clear indication that the economic recovery and growth of Mr. President is really on track. And we are willing to deploy ICT to make it very successful. Thank you very much for listening. May Almighty bless Nigeria.
That was the chief host of the 12th E-Nigeria International Conference, Exhibition and Awards Ceremony at the International Conference Center, Abuja, brought to you live by the Nigerian Television Authority and the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and Special Guest of Honor, President Muhammadu Buhari, is already seated.
Thank you again for applauding. I like his humor, but I'm not going to bore you with any lengthy accolades. I will now introduce to you the keynote speaker. And time permits me to say so much about her, but I'm emotional when I talk about the lady I call Funke. It's first name, I have that privilege. But I have had the honor of having a facility tour of her companies actually, not just being one, but also the data center she built by the sea for natural cooling effect and is built to Tier 3 standard, which means that the downtime here is less than a minute. So there's so much to say about Funke, but I will just limit myself for time to a few things that are special about her. When she graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, the University of Ife, she was the only female member of the graduating class. Yes, you can applaud. Because what she was studying was electrical engineering, what was thought to be a course for all men, mostly, and she studied it amongst men, the only female member. And if you're a follower of technology news, you would know that Funke Obeke is one of only 3 Africans to have made the Forbes list of top 50 women in technology. But that's not all. She's actually the only Nigerian out of that 3 who is on that list for information technology. And more first things, she built from scratch after having raised over $200 million in 2008, West Africa's first privately owned submarine. After her stint as the CTO, the first lady CTO of MTN, right? So she built this and laid 7,000-kilometer cable from Portugal to Nigeria, landing in Lagos. With computing power in 2 digits, well over 10.
While the conference prepares to listen to the next speaker, just a brief rundown of what the chief host, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim, talked about in his keynote address. He talked about some of the achievements on the digital journey in Nigeria so far, including the training of more than 5,000 Nigerian women and youth to acquire various digital skills, as well as the promotion of indigenous technology.
The keynote speaker for this moment, the managing director and founder of Main One. Put your hands together for her.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, representative of the Senate President, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, representatives, honorable ministers here present, Honorable Minister of Communications and the Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, members of the Federal Executive Council, governors here present, distinguished members of the National Assembly, the DG of our host agency, NIDA, the DGs of the other agencies under the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, CEOs and dignitaries here present, please permit me to stand on existing protocol, and good morning to you all. It is indeed an honor and privilege to give this keynote speech at Nigeria this morning. 14 years ago, I returned to Nigeria after a sojourn of almost 25 years in the United States, pursuing graduate studies and a career in ICT to contribute to the telecommunications revolution taking place in Nigeria. I came home because I felt I could make a more significant contribution here. For me, that journey resulted in the founding of Main One 11 years ago to address a critical infrastructure gap and bridge the digital divide that challenged us in Africa and in particular Nigeria. So, the opportunity to speak on behalf of our industry this morning. First, I want to thank our president who recognizes the importance of the digital economy in Nigeria's developmental journey. A president who has refocused the Ministry of Communications and initiated. A president who also takes the personal time to be with us at events such as this. We are most grateful. In addition, we commend the work our president and his team is doing through various executive orders to focus on local content, ease of doing business, protection of critical infrastructure, normalization of right-of-way charges, and the hosting of various global technology leaders for the first time in Aso Rock. We are most grateful. Over the past 20 years, Nigeria has benefited from deregulation and investments in mobile technology, which have considerably improved our teledensity. However, investment in telecommunications in Nigeria has slowed down over the past 10 years, and we have not made the kind of comparative progress that we could achieve relative to other countries, considering the tremendous assets we have in natural resources and human capital. Hence, our special appreciation to the President for his personal attention to the need to grow our digital economy and the assignment of a hardworking and able foot soldier, as we just saw from his speech, as our minister to focus on the task at hand. We appeal, Mr. President, for consideration on the following issues, some of which have already been initiated. First is the need for a national ICT strategy. The Nigerian and indeed the global ICT sector today is dominated by economic players. Some of these economic players are even richer than the Nigerian state and thus very powerful. Yet, our national ICT development strategy is not clear. As Nigerians in the industry, we recognize that our national development agenda cannot be based on the profit-making agenda of businesses or simply consumption of global technology. We need government to define and pursue a specific development agenda that brings the affordable and qualitative ICT access to many more Nigerians so they can improve their skills and create jobs. And we do commend the Honorable Minister for the work that they are already doing. Without this specific policy focus, what we observe are that services continue to be focused on and infrastructure is being built in our major cities where high net worth individuals live and huge profits can be generated. While such infrastructure covers 80% of the formal economy of Nigeria, it effectively covers less than 50% of our population, is expensive, and leaves most of our towns and rural areas and the most vulnerable in our society behind. If we're going to develop skills in our youth and create jobs outside Lagos and Abuja, we need better infrastructure across the entire country. The second, beyond the need for this policy, is the need for shared infrastructure. For digital infrastructure to be sustainable, global best practice is that it is built by the private sector. And in order to be cost effective, it needs to be built as shared infrastructure. In our power sector, we have one common transmission company because we realize transmission cuts across all distribution platforms. The same sharing strategy should apply in the telecommunications sector to improve the quality of service delivery and reduce cost and speed infrastructure deployment into smaller towns and rural areas. Advanced economies with much higher GDP per capita impose regulation to ensure telecoms infrastructure is shared, and we need to do the same in Nigeria. Shared infrastructure will reduce costs to the operators, may reduce the competitive advantage that early entrants have somewhat, but will translate into price reductions to the Nigerian consumer. Recently in Nigeria, it has become increasingly difficult to deploy infrastructure because there is a belief that every telecommunications company is a cash cow and companies must pay various government agencies and even communities to play for right-of-way access, for spectrum, for base station installation, and the list goes on and on. We recognize that global players who come to our markets do not pay these fees and taxes to earn revenue here, and neither do they build infrastructure that we need to create jobs proportional to the level of profits generated. Large established players also have the critical mass to keep playing, so it keeps small players and new entrants out to limit competition. We believe that the pending Critical Infrastructure Protection Bill, passed into law, coupled with executive orders that could enable cost-effective deployment of shared telecom infrastructure across the states and into our rural areas, will make a big difference. Given the current economic environment, it is not for the government to fund the infrastructure, but it is for the government to reduce the barriers, ensure that permits are granted quickly and at low cost, ensure to adopt shared infrastructure, and penalties are put in place for not sharing, such as surcharges that make such proprietary solutions uneconomically attractive, or perhaps the granting of pioneer status for companies that are investing in infrastructure and creating jobs in Nigeria. The GSM companies enjoyed such benefits for the first 5 years of their operation, which encouraged the very high level of investment that we witnessed at that time. Third is the issue of job creation. We know technology creates jobs. In 2013, under Governor Fashola's administration in Lagos State, Main One built some fiber inspired by CC Hub to connect start-up companies. Today, we see companies such as CC Hub, Andela, Iroko, Konga, Jumia, Paga, Flutterwave, and Lifebank raising hundreds of millions of dollars in foreign direct investment and creating jobs. That is the power of technology. Technology can also be extractive because a lot can be done across virtual borders with no physical presence in Nigeria. So, we build our national digital economy strategy. We need to put in place the proper framework so our companies are able to grow to global scale, especially startup companies in Nigeria. Many countries do not allow foreign businesses play in certain areas of the economy because indigenous companies need to create local jobs. We have examples from petty trading in Ghana to supermarkets in India and data centers in China. Databases of critical importance to Nigerian citizens, such as identity and government accounts, are hosted offshore, Mr. President. Our country faces inherent risks. We are pleased our skills and even our startup ventures abroad, and we need to do more to retain our collective wisdom here. In this virtual world, where almost any service in Nigeria can be delivered from offshore, we need to be deliberate about our strategy so as not to remain simply consumers of technology. We need to encourage global players to domesticate technology platforms here in country and create jobs if they want to play, and invest in our economies to get a return, not simply to extract value. If our citizens do not have jobs, we will remain largely unable to afford these technologies over time. So it is indeed in everyone's enlightened self-interest that we create jobs in Nigeria. Beyond agriculture and trade, we believe ICT and the service economy presents the phenomenal job opportunities for our youth to service not just the Nigerian economy, but the entire English-speaking world. We would appreciate your support, Mr. President, of the right incentives and making available some of the available redundant public spaces. Our minister spoke about post offices is only one example, with power and internet access for our young technology companies to thrive. Government does not have to run the hubs, but support private sector players who have to generate an income to make them work. In closing, Mr. President and distinguished guests, we believe ICT should not be a space led by direct government investment, but a space where government enables Nigerian capacity to create value and jobs in Nigeria for Nigerians. Those of us in this space recognize that it is indeed a global race, and we appreciate that our president is assisting to make those of us who participate in this industry in Nigeria more globally competitive. We appeal, Mr. President, to do more. We appeal also that the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy not simply drive those programs from Abuja, but that digital economy offices should be established in each geopolitical zone of the country, and we need to charge these offices to facilitate governments can enable incentives, provide training, provide access to various government services, but then these agencies should also be tasked to create 1 million direct jobs per year. It is possible. With the right support and incentives, global and local players will make the necessary investments to drive development. Mr. President, we believe the digital economy can add 1 trillion naira per year to Nigeria within the next 4 years. With the improving ease of doing business, I also appeal to my fellow industry players and the floor here that we need to focus on creating jobs in Nigeria. We, Nigeria, and both to our domestic and global players, I say we, Nigeria, have the largest economy and population in sub-Saharan Africa and should serve as a natural hub for the continent. Our infrastructure is improving, and we have able-bodied youth who can be trained to deliver world-class services from here. We also have the connectivity and the infrastructure to enable that content flow, as the Minister for Communications and Digital Economy earlier stated. We know that the improving policy support that we are receiving will change the narrative for Nigeria's digital economy and create a shared prosperity for our people. The 1 million digital jobs to be created in this administration can become 5 million jobs in 10 years. Coupled with the infrastructure that Mr. President is focused on delivering to Nigerians in power, transport, and agricultural self-sufficiency, ICT can change the face of Nigeria, powered not by oil, but our population and the digital economy. Thank you very much.
That was the Managing Director of Main One Limited, Ms. Funke Opeke, on her keynote address on driving national digital economy, which incidentally is the theme of the 12th e-Nigeria conference. She made a case for inclusion so that all Nigerians, regardless of background, can access the many benefits of a digital society, as well as the supporting infrastructure needed to achieve this. She says the digital sector can contribute 1 trillion naira per year within the next 4 years if developed appropriately.
The digital minister to lead us into a digital economy. When proper people are placed in appropriate positions, good things begin to happen.
Now, previous 11 editions of e-Nigeria have focused on developing indigenous technology, spawning many startups, leading to many new technological startups, 2 of which will be awarded here today. Other achievements include Nigeria's participation at the Gulf Information Technology Exhibition, GITEX 2019, where 10 Nigerian startups participated in the competition, and 2 of them actually went on to become runners-up in the event. One of them won the first prize of $10,000 in the artificial intelligence category.
Global IT competitions. Mr. President, with the proper which we are experiencing, all unanimously agree that you have given us a minister who is an inspiration to our generation. Nigeria's participants at the competition, I am happy to say, carted away the overall global winner and the finalists in the categories of artificial intelligence. At this juncture, permit me to respectfully call on my boss, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, to invite the President as he presents the winners. Minister, Communications and Digital Economy. Please, can we have the winners come up from the right-hand side of the stage?
Mr. President, sir, with your kind permission, I just want to make clarification that we have 3 issues on our agenda now, and when Mr. President stands up, he will not go back to his seat until all the 3 are executed. Firstly, Mr. President, with the support of the members of the High Table and honorable ministers and the CEOs of parastatals under the ministry, we will winner and the semi-finalist award. Secondly, Mr. President will go ahead with his speech, and after that he will unveil the national digital economy next to his podium. So these are the three things remaining. However, before that, I think there is a very important issue based on the speech of our keynote speaker, our respected sister Funke Opeke, about what government has been doing to address some of the challenges she outlined. Firstly, I know there is an issue that has been lingering of harassing innocent Nigerians carrying laptops and computer facilities in Lagos. Under the directives of Mr. President, on 2nd October, we are mandated to liaise with security agencies to carrying computers is in any way arrested. And I think so far we are on top of the situation. If there is any complaint similar to that, we will be happy to be informed so that we can intervene again. Secondly, on the issue of our local content, as she earlier said, federal government has been doing well to address the challenges. We all know that on the 1st May 2017, an executive order was signed. And the same on 12 February 2018, another presidential order was released on the patronage of local content. On the issue of vandalization of telecommunications facilities, the directive of Mr. President, we have been working with the Attorney General of the Federation on that. On Monday, 25th, I was in his office. On 26th, that is last Tuesday, I was with Attorney General on that issue. Yesterday, Wednesday, I was with Attorney General on the same issue of trying to issue an executive order to protect telecommunications facilities. On the right of way, with the directive of Mr. President, we also contacted relevant bodies about the harmonization. So this is just a clarification of what federal government has been doing to address all these challenges. And I do hope that it will make her to appreciate what we have been doing. Thank you very much. So the first one now is the presentation of award. Mr. President has directed me to lead a Nigerian team from 6 October to 10 October 2019 to United Arab Emirates, Dubai, to participate in a global competition. It is the largest global competition of ICT in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Middle East, in which around 130 countries attended the event. So I led a Nigerian team under the coordination of the National Information Technology Development Agency. We went there with our 10 young innovators. Initially, there was an open portal for all our young innovators to participate and present their innovation. 168 applied. After screening, the number reduced to 45. Later on, after rigorous screening again, it was reduced to 10. This team of 10 young innovators from Nigeria attended the event. So I'm glad to tell you that 2 out of the 6 that participated in the core competition there, one of them emerged among the finalists. He came up with an innovation, what is called 247 Medics. It is an artificial intelligence application under health sector that will be able to link up patients with their doctors. If you have that application, you don't need to travel to see your doctor. That application, your doctor will be able to monitor you, investigate, and they will be able to link you up with a laboratory in the nearby where they will come and take the sample, test the sample, send the report to your medical doctor, and he will be able to prescribe treatment for you. This application was developed by a young Nigerian by name O. Stephen. He emerged among the finalists. He reached the final stage of the event. And with this, we assume that he is the second position from our team. And the first one, again, is another young innovator from Nigeria who developed an app which is called Chiniki Gat. It is an application that can be deployed in a shopping mall or office. It will be able to convey any suspicious activities within the premises on a real-time basis. When there is any suspicious movement, it will automatically record it and convey it to the security on real-time basis. That product is an artificial intelligence product under emerging technology, which is the most celebrated field to the world. He emerged as the global best by defeating 749 participants from other countries, and not only that, from 73 countries. In that category, 73 countries participated with 749 participants. And I'm glad to say that the guy from Nigeria, a young innovator by name Abdul Hakim Bashir, emerged as the global best. We are all children of Mr. President, but what would interest you to know, this is a boy that came from a village of Katsina State. This is to show you the talent we have in Nigeria. He came from a village in Katsina State, but he came up with this product and he won the global best position. So the winner was given a small stipend amount of money by the government of United Arab Emirates, a donation of 10,000 USD. We did not allow him to take. We are all children of Mr. President. So we are here to present the award to Mr. President so that he will hand over that award to the winner. And secondly, the federal government of Nigeria has also provided another award of 5 million naira for seed fund to support him. This amount, 5 million naira of the federal government, is to support the product so that he will be able to build it and deploy it in relevant places. Over 15 international and multinational companies indicated their interest to develop the application, but we stopped them. We say, okay, let us bring him back to his country, present him to Mr. President, so that we will be able to link him up with the Minister of Justice to ensure that his interest and that of his country is not compromised in any way. So we are here to present. And the second position, the federal government of Nigeria has also donated 3 million naira for him as seed fund in order to support the product. And after that one, Mr. President will go ahead and make his presentation. And finally, the document will be unveiled. During unveiling the document, I want to appreciate also the effort of World Bank. They did a significant work of producing what is called Nigeria Digital Economy Diagnostic. It is a very comprehensive document that they provided for Nigerian government in order to support our digital economy strategy, most importantly towards implementation. We are most appreciative and recognize their support and the support of many other stakeholders and development partners. We thank all of them. So I think the winners can come so that...
Please, may I respectfully invite all federal ministers in the building to please come up and support the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy in making this presentation. The Minister of Police Affairs, please. Humanitarian Disaster Management, the Minister of State for Agriculture, that is Osawuru Stephen, the finalist. And then now we have Abdul Karim Bashir, who is the overall global winner with his app, Chiniki Guard. He beat 750 other contestants from 76 countries to clinch the position. This is an attestation to the fact that there is no dearth of potential in this country.
Champions, for the champions, stand up. For the champions, stand up. Stand up, stand up. For
at this juncture quickly recognize the presence of the State Minister of Environment in our midst. You're welcome. And may I at this juncture respectfully and quickly invite all of us to please stand up and support the President as he moves to the podium to make his presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR.
Please sit down. Thank you. Your Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, members of the National Assembly, honorable ministers of communication and digital economy, and other ministers present here, senior government officials, our keynote speaker, members of academia, developmental partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to participate in this opening ceremony of the 2019 E-Nigeria Conference Exhibition and Awards. Globally, the digital economy is expanding at a very fast pace. In just a few years, this platform has transitioned from being a luxury to an absolute necessity. It is in recognition of this fact that we decided to redesignate the Federal Ministry of Communications as the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, with a mandate to develop and implement a harmonized and well-coordinated digital economy policy and strategy for Nigeria. The second quarter report by the National Bureau of Statistics in 2019 showed that the information and communications technology sector contributed an impressive 13.85% to the GDP of Nigeria. This clearly shows the importance and potential of the ICT sector to our job creation and economic diversification agenda. Already, Nigerian ICT startups are leaving their mark on the global stage. For example, at the Gulf Information Technology Exhibition, a Nigerian artificial intelligence solution provider, Chiniki Guards, took first place, beating 750 contests from 73 countries. We shall continue to encourage and support such digital entrepreneurs to develop innovative solutions for local and global challenges. In public service, the digitalization of key activities such as the use of the bank verification number, treasury single account, and the integrated payroll and personnel information system has enabled us to save costs and fight corruption. Of course, as we celebrate the successes and explore the opportunities in this sector, we must remain mindful of its threats. We all know how the use of unregistered and improperly registered SIM cards by terrorists a key national security threat. Today, I am informed that over 9.2 million SIM cards have either been normalized, blocked, or deactivated in less than 40 days due to improper registration. We encourage all Nigerians to ensure that their phones are properly registered. As a government, lives and properties of all Nigerians. Ladies and gentlemen, you will all recall that Nigeria 2018 conference, we directed that all government-funded ICT projects must be reviewed and cleared by National Information Technology Development Agency. Our goal was to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of government procurement processes. Today, I am informed that through this directive, government has saved over 16.8 billion naira. I want to encourage the Ministry, National Information Technology Development Agency to sustain this tempo. Our recent introduction of the Nigerian our successes to date and increase interoperability among the different ministries, departments, and agencies of government. A key equipment of the e-government master plan is for all government institutions to create a digital transformation technological working group that will work with the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy to ensure seamless and coordinated implementation of projects, programs, and policies. Furthermore, the Nigerian e-government interoperability framework, the enterprise architecture, and the Nigerian data protection regulation are in place, and all ministries, departments, and agencies are expected to comply. Co-directed the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy to develop training that will be rolled out across all key DAs with immediate effect to ensure seamless implementation of the master plan. I wish you very fruitful and impactful deliberations as I look forward to receiving a very comprehensive report with your recommendations on how we can improve and expand Nigeria's digitalization agenda for the betterment of our country. I thank you for your attention, and I hereby declare this conference open. Thank you.
Only the CEOs under the purview of the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy who are not already on the stage to please join the Honorable Minister in assisting the President to unveil the National Digital Economy Strategy. The National Digital Strategy Economy is the document that provides the policy direction for digitalizing Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari has just formally declared three-day events open, as well as unveiling the blueprint for the National Digital economy strategy, which aims to expand Nigeria's technological innovation and contribution on a global level.
To bring to a close the opening ceremony of E-Nigeria 2019. Thank you. May I please ask that the members of the press make way for the President, and may we please remain standing while the President leads the members of the responsibility table out of the hall. Thank you very much. The President is going to make a tour of the exhibition stands outside. May I respectfully call on all ministers, chairmen of governing councils, CEOs of federal and state parastatals here present to please accompany him and support him while he tours the exhibition stands of indigenous startups. Thank you.
President Muhammadu Buhari, having formally declared the exhibition open, is on his way to tour the exhibition stands here at the International Conference Center organized by the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. In his keynote address, the President talked on the government's vision for a digital Nigeria, which the Ministry of Communications says stands at 13% of ICT contribution to the economy. The President also talked about plans for expanding the ease of doing business in Nigeria, which will attract a global market. This was all preceded by presentation of awards to the runner-up at GITEX 2019, 247 Medic, a medical software and brainchild of Stephen Saho. The software connects patients, especially those in rural areas, with medical experts from the comfort of their own homes. There was also the presentation of $10,000 to the first prize winner at GITEX 2019. That's Abdul Hakim Bashir, the innovator of Chiniki Guard, an artificial intelligence software which analyzes data in real time to prevent theft in shops and offices. Now, E-Nigeria is an annual information technology conference hosted by the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, a federal government agency under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. It is at such exhibitions that talent like Abdul Hakim Bashir and Stephen Osaho were discovered. And now the president is currently at an exhibition stand looking at one of the innovations of a young tech entrepreneur. Now, it's important to note that the event is hosted in collaboration with other relevant stakeholders from both the public and private sectors, as well as non-governmental organizations and academia. It serves as a platform for ICT awareness creation, development of appropriate regulatory instruments, and best practices in order to facilitate the positioning of Nigeria in the global information society. The president there talking to young tech innovators.
It's been amazing, it's been fun. We've met a series of investors, prospective partners as well. Most of them are asking us to come to Dubai, to US and all of us. So we felt the love invitation as well.
The tour of the exhibition stand still taking place. Now, some of the exhibitions on display include original indigenous innovations by our own local technicians. Young people who sat down to think of solutions to problems in their areas. We also have exhibitions from other tech giants from across the country represented at the International Conference Center.
And also, we've been able to meet people who are potential partners in the terms of developing the AI that we need to make our product fully complete.
In addition to showcasing indigenous innovations, the event, which will hold from the 28th to 30th November 2019, will also feature discussions on creating new job opportunities and economic development through technological innovation. It will also talk about harnessing indigenous innovation and creativity for poverty reduction in Nigeria, as well as leveraging disruptive innovation for achieving good health, national security, anti-corruption, and sustainable energy systems.
qualitative and efficient telecommunication services throughout the country. has one of the largest telecom markets in Africa. The sector over the years has contributed immensely to Nigeria's economy and the lives of Nigerians, steadily adapting to trends and technological advancements. The Consumer Affairs Bureau of the Commission was established in 2001 as an interface between the consumer, service providers, and the regulator with a mandate to protect, inform, and educate consumers.
Day one of e-Nigeria gradually coming to a close with the departure of President Muhammadu Buhari and also in ICT to network and showcase their talents. Now, from all of us here at the International Conference Center, the OB crew from the Nigerian Television Authority, I'm Naja'atu Tijani, thanking you for joining us and asking you to please stay tuned for the National Award ceremony coming up next.
We can do better than that, ladies and gentlemen, for the Honorable Minister, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Chris Ngige. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as he said in his speech, 333 recipients, over 90 organizations. These people are usually not picked on the streets. There are criteria that are used to select them. The process is tedious. Selection, editing, traveling to confirm whether it is true or not the recipients deserve the awards, and all of that. But it's not in my place to tell you. There is someone here who is the chairman of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award Committee who will take us through that. Let's make welcome Ikechi K. Uko, Esquire. Distinguished barrister, the time is yours now. Let's put our hands together for them. For him, rather. I get scared when I'm introducing a lawyer because a lawyer is the only one person who writes 1,000 pages of a book and calls it a brief. Now, you can't argue with him about that. A lawyer is the only person paid whether they win or lose a case. And when they quote and say section 3 bracket, once they call bracket, you are going to prison. Put your hands together for him one more time, ladies and gentlemen.
The special guest of honor, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. We know that equity regards as done that which ought to have been done. So please, may I most respectfully stand and hide behind all established and existing protocols. Awardees, ladies and gentlemen, you are all most welcome. Indeed, I am truly delighted and feel privileged to address this very distinguished audience on the criteria for selection of the recipients of the 18th National Productivity Order of Merit Award. The National Productivity Order of Merit is an award of honor and dignity designed to reward and recognize hard work, innovation, creativity amongst the citizenry of this great nation. And the overall objective of the award is to identify and reward productive workers and corporate bodies in all sectors of the economy. The National Productivity Order of Merit Award Committee consists of distinguished Nigerians with impeccable character and proven integrity from diverse backgrounds and fields of endeavor. Please permit me to ask the members to rise and remain standing. Members of Mpoma, please, can you rise and remain standing to be recognized by a grateful nation? Mr. President, sir, very ably represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. Sir, these ladies and gentlemen have given of their time, their intellect, and their resources. Indeed, it was the 35th President of the United States of America who said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." Mr. President, sir, these ladies and gentlemen are grateful to the nation for the opportunity to serve, and they also salute the memory of 3 of their members who have passed since these many years of service to the nation. Please sit down. In carrying out this assignment, the award committee also placed a high premium on efficiency, discipline, dedication, humility, patriotism, and excellence in service. The selection process was guided by the principle of openness, honesty, and transparency. The committee was very thorough and meticulous in executing the assignment. The mandate of the committee included the following. A, to screen and select qualified organizations and individuals who have scaled through the set criteria. B, to comply with the prescribed Productivity Order of Merit Award criteria without succumbing to extraneous or subjective considerations. C, to protect the dignity and integrity of the award. D, the committee reserves the right to withdraw the award if a recipient is found to have compromised the objective of the award. And lastly, amongst others, to do such other things in which, in the opinion of the committee, is necessary to ensure efficient performance of its functions. The evaluation of individual nominees for the award was based on a 16-point performance criteria, which includes job performance, expertise, initiative, responsibility, leadership quality, team spirit, reliability, outstanding achievements, amongst others. While that of the corporate organizations was based on an 8-point criteria consisting of local sourcing of raw materials, employment generation, staff training, profitability, capacity utilization, corporate social responsibility, export promotion drive, and acclaimed breakthrough. A total number of about 1,281 nomination forms were sent out to all the ministries, departments, and agencies at the federal and state government levels, the organized private sector, small and medium enterprises, professional bodies, etc., etc. I am delighted to disclose that out of this number, 26 individuals and 7 organizations were found outstanding and thereafter recommended to government for conferment of the award. The unemployment challenge in developing economies over the past 45 years, and the fact that the federal government of Nigeria in 2015 included employment in the name of the Ministry of Labor, compelled the committee to identify 3 outstanding giant captains of industry who have been exceptional in job creation and also met our 16-point performance criteria. These three giants of industry were recommended to government for conferment of this award under a special category. And this underscores the point that nation building cannot be done without the private sector, and also should not be left to government alone. Please permit me to state with all sense of responsibility that the selection process for all 32 recipients was merit-based and devoid of any extraneous or political interference. Mr. President, sir, esteemed award recipients, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I at this juncture congratulate all the IMPOM award winners for their productive endeavors and outstanding achievement, which have earned them the prestigious Merit Award. It is an award of honor and dignity, which entitles the awardees to all rights and privileges as applicable to other national honors and awards. In conclusion, and on a lighter note, even if productivity and reproduction might appear interchangeable to some people, they definitely have different meanings. So please, don't go and produce 30 children and expect that feat to make you eligible for this most outstanding award. Thank you, one and all, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
A round of applause for the chairman one more time. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the former Minister of Labor and Employment, Prince Adetokunbo, who is here with us. Prince Adetokunbo Kayode, you're welcome. A round of applause for him, please. He was the organizer of this award before, sir, so you have come to your territory. Is what you're very used to. A round of applause for him one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring us with your presence. There is a culture, there is a routine that happens here every year, and that's explaining to you in drama form. And I'm saying this with apologies to all our guests. To have someone like Aliko Dangote seated here, someone like Tony Elumelu, and the rest of the people seated here, when businesses are waiting and calling, sometimes it looks as if it's going to be a long day if we stay here beyond the expected time. But you give us a minute to do this thing that we usually do every year, and that's the drama. We're going to invite the MPC drama troupe. The drama troupe has 5 minutes. And when I say 5, your time starts now. And that is my final answer. So if you go beyond that, I'm going to take the microphone from you. So please put your hands together for them as they come forward to present in drama the criteria used to select these awardees today. And I said earlier, there's a category of awards that have been given today for the very first time. And these people are honored to be the first recipients of these awards. It's a great honor for us, for you to be here. Please, where is the troupe? We're waiting for you. All this talk is for you to come. I've gone already. There's a Yoruba man over there. Please, a round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. Two minutes gone.
I'd like you to know that the day is being observed simultaneously across the country, with state governors expected to preside over the affairs in their respective states. Once again, the theme is productivity for national re-engineering, security and growth. The 17th edition of the award saw 15 individuals and 5 organizations getting the award for their meritorious service in the productive sector. And this 18th edition, there is an increased number of the awardees, which the names will be mentioned very soon.
What do we do? When you are ready, come and take.
Okay. Oh, only me. See what has happened in the office today. A sack letter. Now, and lock. Only me. See what we are going to do now. You need to go to the village and meet Mama. You just have to go. Where will we eat? Please, let's go. Let's go. I will come and meet you. Tomorrow. Bye-bye. I will come. Bye-bye.
That money just dey flow. Even my husband house where they build for village, our assistant, we don't finish am. Even the children's school, assist finish am. Hey, money just dey flow, nyafu. Go beg her. I go enter. Money, my money, oh, my small business, my recharge card. Hey, Tifo, help me.
Who are you now? What is it? Is it your house? Please. Who are you? That's my wife. Her condition, please. She's pregnant. Hello there. Hey, mommy, in the hospital again. Where's my wife?
Which one?
Hi.
I say no. You get Chris. Thunder. I think you cut up.
Myself. I find myself in this condition. I am a banker. I have been sacked. Landlord ejected me out. I sent my wife, pregnant woman for that matter, to the village. I fight the coming down on only my head. So, no work. Now they say, Mama, no. Can you help me? He get money where? I know his house. I know him. You go help me beg him.
Thunder.
This situation now, I need help. I agree now. Thank you. Landlord. Check.
2-4.
in a bed, woman, baby. I'm supposed to play like a family. I know they lie. There's nothing stopping me. You dey kill my time, I dey get money. And I try my best to be somebody. I'm living life. Who's got to make me die?
Be quiet.
Roger. For 2 hours.
Oh, I talk to them now.
Are you mad? Are you very sure? All the suspects have been apprehended, sir.
Are you very sure?
Very sure, sir.
Very good,
On top of the
Inspector.
situation.
Thank
Over.
you, very good.
Yes, sir.
On top of the situation.
Very good. Keep quiet. Keep.
I am a banker. I just
And so,
I'm robber. They just want to
keep quiet. So you think the only way to survive is through crime? Is that the only way? Cybercrime.
I'm told you a computer. Quiet. The only way to use this knowledge is this the best way to add value to the society? Where's Otapia? End of the road for you and your boys. No room for crime in this city. Keep quiet. The law will have its course. You. My good people of Nigeria, it is obvious that the only remedy to the current economic and security challenges we are facing as a people is productivity. That is because productivity guarantees economic growth and development. Productivity in quality of life and standard of living of citizens.
Because productivity values work. Productivity values quality. Productivity values the human person. Productivity does not encourage you to pursue life at the expense of others.
Productivity believes that as a people, we must produce that which we consume and consume that which we produce. Productivity is placing a demand on every one of us here this morning for attitudinal change in doing that which is right and doing things right. It's placing a demand on us for creativity and innovation, for continuous improvement, for the mentality, human capabilities. That is all for this morning. At the National Productivity Center, we are fully engaged in productivity promotion and advocacy, corporate management consultancy. We're also involved in productivity measurement, research and survey, and many more. To know more about productivity and Productivity Center, please visit us at plot 2173, Productivity House, Cape Town Street, Wuse Zone 4. Thank you very much. And take them away. Take them out.
A round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I have not seen it before. I don't know if you have. But that is the Inspector General of Police with a walking stick. Put your hands together for him one more time. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for has come. I'm going to crave your indulgence, all of you. If you have your telephones and your hair, if you may, put them on silence or maybe switch them off if you will. We don't want to be interrupted because this time is the time when His Excellency addresses all of us, and we're going to demand for absolute silence. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and honor now to invite to the microphone His Excellency, the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, ably represented here today by no less a person than the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. Let's give him a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen, if you will.
Please sit down. The representative of the President of the Senate, Senator Ben Jumogo, the representative of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Dodi Alimelu, members of the National Assembly that are here present, honorable ministers, particularly that of Labor and Productivity and Employment, and the Honorable Minister of State, permanent secretaries here present, distinguished awardees, chairman and members of the National Productivity Center, captains of industries, the Director General of the MPC and his management staff, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would start with two sets of apologies. The first is to extend the apology of Mr. President for his inability to be here to confer these awards and also fraternize with the awardees who have distinguished themselves. This is as a result of conflicting schedules. He is at one session of a meeting at this moment. So on behalf of Mr. President, I extend that apology to the awardees. But I believe in the course of time, the Minister for Labor and Employment and myself will organize a session where Mr. President will personally meet with the awardees and have a time of fellowship with them. The second set of apology is on a lighter mode. It is not in the character of Mr. President to come to an event late. And even for this, I did not come late. If you look at page 12 of your program, you will see that I was expected here at 10:30. As a matter of fact, I came 15 minutes before then because it is in the character of Mr. President to always arrive at an occasion at the estimated time that is expected. But because of the caliber of the awardees, men who have and women who have distinguished themselves, and the value we attach to your time, on behalf of the DG, of MPC, and the members of the organizing committee, I personally take responsibility and apologize for the mix-up in the program. Thank you for your patience and for honoring this nation. It gives me a great pleasure to be here today on the occasion of the observance of the 18th National Productivity Day and the conferment of National Productivity Order of Merit Award, designed to recognize and reward excellence in all sectors of our economy and life. Our gathering here today practically demonstrates our commitment to the promotion of the ideals of a productive nation, given the significant role of productivity in wealth creation, employment generation, social progress, and improved standard of living in our people. It is also an indication of the firm commitment of government to entrench the culture of productivity and excellence in the psyche of all Nigerians. Nigeria as a country is blessed with enormous human and natural resources, and therefore has every reason to be a major economic power. To transform this nature's given resources into source of strength requires creativity, innovation, resourcefulness, hard work, and dedication. The theme for this year's celebration, productivity for national re-engineering, security and growth, is therefore not only timely, but apt. This theme is a strong affirmation of the central place of productivity in achieving sustainable national economic growth and development. To trigger and sustain growth momentum, productivity is absolutely critical. Ladies and gentlemen, this administration inherited a skewed economy where the oil sector contributed 90% of foreign exchange earnings over the years. Past periods of relatively high economic growth were driven by our reliance on our oil sector revenues. Regrettably, past several administrations abandoned the residual investment-driven non-oil economy, which constituted 40% of gross domestic product that provide millions of jobs to able-bodied Nigerians. To address this imbalance, our commitment to achieving economic diversification has been at the heart of our economic strategies under the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. This medium-term plan, development plan, charted the trajectory for our economy to exit from recession and return to the path of sustainable, diversified, and inclusive growth for all Nigerians. As a result of these reforms, the economy has recovered, and we have had 11 successive quarters of growth since our exit from recession. This administration recognizes the critical role of infrastructure in ensuring a rapid economic growth and development. We have therefore made massive investment in power, rail, and road. Our economic diversification programs are already impacting micro and small enterprises, as well as manufacturing, mining, and agriculture, among other key sectors. We are now ranked 131 on the World Bank's 2020 Doing Business Index by moving up 15 places from the 2018 position of 146. The nation has been recognized as one of the most improved economies in the world for running a business. Our country has steadily returned to the path of growth. The journey to food security and self-sufficiency is well underway. We have made outstanding progress in almost all segments of agriculture value chain. Consequently, 10,000s of jobs in agriculture, logistics, manufacturing, and rail sectors are being created. We shall sustain these policies to ensure additional investments are channeled, thereby creating more jobs in the sector. Our social intervention programs are worthy of commendation. Through the programs, we have provided millions of school children with meals in primary schools, microloans to traders and entrepreneurs through the trader money, skills and knowledge acquisition support to graduates, and the conditional cash transfers to the poorest and most vulnerable in our society. At the heart of inequality and insecurity is pervasive corruption. I urge all Nigerians to collectively resolve to fight and expose corruption and the corrupt. This is how we can foster a broad-based prosperity required to create a country that is not only for a few privileged, but caters for all Nigerians. In the same vein, I urge our state governments to intensify their own efforts to instill improved fiscal transparency and accountability, as well as promote fiscal efficiency and optimum use of our very scarce resources. The trust of this administration is to consolidate on the achievements made in the last 4 years by intensifying efforts on security, restructuring the economy and fighting corruption, correcting the lapses made, tackling emerging challenges facing the country, and taking bold steps in transforming our country and setting her on a sound and sustainable path to an enviable height. It is in line with this that we have, since our re-election in March this year, been mapping out new strategies aimed at fostering unity and at the same time liberating the bulk of our citizens from the shackles of corruption and poverty. To the awardees, I say a big congratulations. We celebrate you today for your outstanding achievements and breakthroughs in your different areas of enterprise. I trust that this award will propel you to greater heights and to do more for sustainable growth in our country. To whom much is given, much more is expected. I therefore urge you all to redouble your efforts in serving our great nation and humanity. Please permit me to commend the Honorable Minister of Labor and Employment, Senator Dr. Chris Ngige, and the Honorable Minister of State, Festus Keyamo, SA, as well as the Chairman and members of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award Committee and the entire management and staff of the National Productivity Center for a job well done. I understand the screening process was very rigorous and tedious. Your transparency and thoroughness has indeed sustained the integrity of this award. I am indeed proud of all of you. Your Excellencies, distinguished awardees, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me end this address by reiterating that productivity is crucial in creating the condition necessary to achieve sustainable national growth and development. Productivity makes things work and makes things work better. Let us all make productivity a household word and part of our everyday life. It is only such sustained efforts that can transform our national economy to become more productive, secure, stable, and competitive. Once again, I thank you all, and I congratulate the recipients, and I thank you for your kind attention. God bless you.
That was the speech of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, to mark the occasion of the 18th National Productivity Day and conferment of National Productivity Order of Merit Award, MPOM, delivered by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. He chronicled the programs of government since 2015 in the diverse economic sectors geared towards reducing unemployment and wealth creation. And like we've been saying, the award since inception has indeed been creating the desired awareness and competition among government officials at the federal, state, and local government levels, including the private sector, who have consistently strived to improve their productivity and be considered for recognition and the conferment of the award, as more organizations and individuals are recognized and rewarded for higher productivity through the National Productivity Order of Merit Award. The Foundation for Productivity, Consciousness and Improvement is indeed being laid and consolidated in Nigeria.
So that we can be fast. You are blocking the entrance once again. I don't know how to do this. Do we have, where is the officer that was carrying the walking stick? Can we clear these people from here? Even road safety is included. I don't know what to do at this point. You watch Elijah Dangote sitting there and you're sitting at the edge of his seat. That is rude. That is just rude. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite the Nigeria Media Merit Award winner of 2014, Radio Nigeria's #1 radio newscaster, Fubara Pepo. Put your hands together for him as he comes forward. Next to him is a woman that traded her height for a beautiful voice, and she indeed got it. Bayelsa Media Award, Best Female Voice of the Year 2017, Emilia Injemudia. A round of applause for them. These are my colleagues. They will, in the next 5 minutes, present these nominees, and the awards will be presented.
Thank you, Solomon. Can we give a thunderous applause to all the recipients? If you celebrate others, you will be celebrated. And we can see that the president is already there to present the awards. First to receive the award in the individual category is Professor Isha Olarewaju Oloyede. We can do better than that. Nominated for the award for his transparency, accountability, and immense contributions to the growth and development of tertiary education in Nigeria. We can say that as Registrar of JAM since 2016, Professor Oloyede has epitomized efficiency and effectiveness as a shrewd manager of people and resources. A change agent extraordinaire, he has taken the operations of JAM to the next level through his exceptional hard work, powered by innovative technology, passion for excellence, and unimpeachable integrity.
Move to the next one.
All right, you can see that he's already received his award.
The next one.
The next is High Chief Richard Onwuka Egbuli, nominated by the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission for his competence, hard work, managerial acumen, dependability, and invaluable contributions to this. Your Excellency, sir, please confer on this humble, accomplished administrator, selfless technocrat, reliable and dedicated citizen, and role model, the highly esteemed National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Can we give High Chief Richard Egbuli a round of applause? The next is Dr. Ojeme Ibire Erujapo, nominated for the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Road Safety Corps for exemplary life of service, intelligence, resourcefulness, patriotic zeal, and commitment to duty. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this award recipient deserves the award for a lot of achievements. You can see her in her uniform. In order to align the FRSC with the global concerns on road traffic injuries as a growing health issue, she's done quite a lot. Can we put our hands together as she receives the National Productivity Order of Merit Award? That's the 2018 National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Dr. Erujapo is an efficient administrator, patriotic and committed road traffic manager, and she's been decorated by the President. A round of applause for her, please.
Dr. Aisha Abubakar, Commissioner of Police, is next, and she's nominated for the award by the Nigeria Police for her great feats as the lead veterinary doctor in Nigeria, in the Nigeria Police. It's therefore my honor and pleasure to present to you this dutiful and first-class police officer, veterinary doctor, a motivator and law officer per excellence, Dr. Aisha Abubakar, for conferment for the noble and highly esteemed National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, madam. Please a round of applause for her. She's been decorated. Next is Professor Adeshola Olatunde Adepoju. Professor Adeshola Olatunde Adepoju, nominated for the award by the Governing Board of Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria for his managerial acumen, problem-solving skills, and exemplary life of service. The man of knowledge standing before us is an author and co-author of over 70 books. I have the singular honor of presenting to you Professor Adeshola Olatunde Adepoju to be conferred with the highly exalted National Productivity Order of Merit Award as the newest feather to his distinguished cap. Congratulations, sir. And Hajia Vivian Idama is next. She is nominated by Glory Land Institute of Management Studies, Ankba, Kogi State, for her resourcefulness, creativity, job creation, initiative, and community development service. Your Excellency, sir, it is my great pleasure to present to you this illustrious daughter of Nigeria, a woman with a passionate commitment to her chosen profession and philanthropist for the conferment of the exalted National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, madam.
All right, let's give her a round of applause as we call on Barrister Georgina Ekeoma Ehuria, MON, nominated for the award by the Federal Ministry of Interior for her contributions to efficient public service delivery and selfless service. There she comes. A round of applause for her. Your Excellency, it is a great honor to present to you this accomplished public servant for conferment of the prestigious 2018 National Productivity Order of Merit Award. A round of applause for Barrister Ehuria, please. Let's appreciate that. The next is Professor Hussaini Doko Ibrahim, FTRAN FIMC FNIM. He is nominated for the award by the Raw Materials Research and Development Council for his excellent services to the nation. Your Excellency, it's a pleasure to present to you this awardee or award recipient is conferred with this highly esteemed National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Another round of applause for Professor Ibrahim, please. Alhaji Abubakar Mamu, CON, is next. Nominated for the award for his exemplary leadership qualities, commitment to work, and patriotism. Your Excellency, please confirm this as accomplished administrator, selfless public servant, and dedicated citizen, the highly esteemed National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Can we celebrate these people, please? Another round of applause for Alhaji Abubakar Mamu.
Next on our list is Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali, retired, nominated for the award by the Nigeria Customs Service NCS for his creativity and administrative excellence as Controller General. Sir, it's my greatest pleasure to invite you to bestow upon this accomplished administrator the highly exalted National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, sir. Please a round of applause for him as he's being decorated. Next is Engineer Ahmed Farouk Umar, FNSC, FCIA. He is nominated for the award by the Federal Ministry of Transportation and for his contributions towards the improvement of communication, navigational and surveillance CNS facilities in order to ensure safe and efficient air traffic service in the Nigerian airspace. It is therefore my greatest delight, Your Excellency, to present to you this excellent airspace manager, public administrator, and innovator to be decorated with his well-deserved National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, and another round of applause for him, please. Next is Professor Olarimaju Adigun Fagbon, SAN, nominated for the award by the Lagos State University, LASU, and supported by the National Universities Commission, NUC, for his uncommon commitment to duty and high level of productivity, which has elevated the academic, physical, and social development of the university. Your Excellency, sir, thank you so much for presenting or having presented. All right, thank you very much, sir, for having presented him with that award.
All right, next is Professor Benjamin Chukuma Ozumba, Nominated for the award for his excellent services to the nation and in recognition of his robust intellectual prowess and managerial skills, which he has brought to teaching and learning in Nigeria. Mr. President, my great pleasure to present to you this illustrious son of Nigeria and a man with a passionate commitment to his chosen profession for the conferment of the National Productivity Order of Merit Award, which he has just received. Can we give Professor Zumba a round of applause, please? Next is Chief Nabil Ahmed Saleh, JPFIMC, nominated for the award in recognition of his immense contributions to the manufacturing industry, wealth creation, employment generation, and poverty eradication in Nigeria. It is with great pleasure that we present him for the conferment of the highly esteemed National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, sir. A round of applause for him, please, Chief Saleh. Next is Alhaji Lawal Aliyu, Ubando Mandaura. A round of applause for him, Alhaji Lawal Aliyu, nominated for the award for his technical expertise, competence, high sense of responsibility, and good leadership qualities. Permit me, Mr. President, to present to you a humble public servant who has shown without any doubt that a public servant can be devoted, dedicated, productive, and exemplary. Congratulations, Alhaji Lawal Aliyu, Ubando Mandaura. Can we give him a round of applause, please?
Mr. Shuaibu Ahmed is next. He is nominated for the award by the Bauchi State Hospitals Management Board for his commitment, dedication to duty, and loyalty. Your Excellency, sir, it is my pleasure to present to you this quintessential Mr. Shuaibu Adamu, a very dutiful and dedicated public servant who has served his fatherland meritoriously for the conferment of the prestigious National Productivity Award, Order of Merit Award. Please, congratulations and a round of applause to Mr. Adamu. Next is Malam Al-Hassan Saleh Yakmut. He is nominated for the award by the Civil Defense Correctional, Fire and Immigration Service Board for his impeccable character, unalloyed commitment to duty, professionalism, and grassroots sports promotion. It is therefore my delight, Your Excellency, to present this first-class administrator, grassroots sport administrator, and diligent public officer to you to be decorated with this well-deserved National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, sir. A round of applause for him, please. Comrade Boboy Balake Gama is next. He's nominated for the award for his invaluable contributions to industrial relations practice, conflict resolution, and industrial harmony in Nigeria. Mr. President, sir, it is therefore my pleasure to present to you this dynamic labor leader, skillful negotiator, bridge builder, and accomplished administrator for the conferment of the highly deserved National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, sir.
And next is Dr. Leo Stan Eke, nominated for the award by Zynox Technologies for his managerial acumen, passion for information communication technology, ICT development, wealth creation, and employment generation in Nigeria. Your Excellency, sir, my pleasure to present to you this digital entrepreneur, serial wealth creator, employer of labor, and icon of hope, to be decorated, as has been done now, with a highly treasured National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Can we give Dr. Leo Stanike a round of applause? A man who has seen to technology advancement in the country. Next is Hajia Dr. Muhiba Dankaka, OUN, nominated for the award by the Kaduna State Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture, Katsima, you can see her there, in recognition of her immense contributions to commerce and industry, job creation, and poverty eradication in Nigeria. Congratulations. She's been decorated as a notable entrepreneur, philanthropist, a role model, and achiever. Can we give her a round of applause? Hajia Dankaka. Next is Mr. John Momo. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Nominated for the award by Channels Television for his exemplary leadership qualities, entrepreneurial dynamism, and immense contributions to the growth and development of the electronic media. This awardee in 23 years has grown from being a star employee to creating a multi-million-dollar media enterprise employing over 400 staff. Your Excellency, standing before you is a special blessing from God to humanity, a man who has made invaluable and lasting contributions to the broadcast industry, both nationally and internationally. Can we give Mr. John Momo a round of applause? I'm sure a lot of us tune to Channels Television on a daily basis. Congratulations, sir.
Sam Orishemi Omashe is next, nominated for the award by the Nation newspaper for his commendable honesty, moral leadership, exemplary team spirit, and the most consistent columnist in Nigeria. Your Excellency, sir, standing before you is a quintessential man, a pride to the nation, and one worthy of recognition. And please confer on him this prestigious National Productivity Award, Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, Mr. Mashaya.
Next is the special category, and we're beginning with job creation. Can we give a thunderous applause to Alhaji Aliko Dangote, nominated for the award for his contributions to wealth creation, employment generation, and socio-economic development of Nigeria. Your Excellency, he has established the Dangote Group as a small trading firm, of course, in 1977. Confer on this accomplished business administrator, serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, and employee of labor the well-deserved National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Another round of applause for him. Is part of the special category. Another distinguished Nigerian that follows is Dr. Oba Otudeko, CFR. Nominated for the award for his entrepreneurial skills, technical expertise, professionalism, and immense contributions to nation building. For him, it's not all about wealth creation. He believes that created wealth must be put to good use. And so he has been honored, and of course, as an accomplished banker, accountant, and achiever with excellent credentials and testimonies of achievements for the award of the prestigious 2018 National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Then, of course, Tony Elumelu, CON. Can we give him a round of applause? Nominated for the award for his managerial acumen, creativity, innovation, and invaluable contributions to the banking sector and entrepreneurship development. Your Excellency, standing before you is an investor, business mogul, and banker who has made tremendous impacts in the promotion of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. A creator of wealth, employer of labor, and philanthropist. We present to you to be honored and decorated with the 2018 National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Can we give Mr. Tony Elumelu a round of applause, please? Thank you.
This one is not working. It's here now. It's not working.
Now to the organizational recipients of these awards. We begin with Cases Group.
We're taking a pause to have a snapshot. The special group category are having a snapshot now. That's Aliko Dangote, Tony Elumelu, and Otudeko, Dr. Oba Otudeko. Three of them are having a snapshot with the president, the minister, and of course the PG of MPC. Congratulations on your awards. Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, can we please sit down? The awards are still ongoing, and the award recipients don't even have the way to pass to come to get their awards. Well wishers, we want to beg you. Photographs can come later. Please, let's go to the groups category now.
Cases Group, nominated for the award for his high professionalism, continuous improvement practice, and immense contributions to wealth creation and overall development in Nigeria. It is therefore my greatest pleasure, Mr. President, to present to you the Cases Group, an exemplary and dynamic company for the conferment of the prestigious National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations, Cases Group. Vintage Farms and Products Limited is next. Nominated for the award for its contributions to employment generation and immense contributions to diversification of the Nigerian economy. The company's mission is to create a working ranching model that views the ranch as an ecological resource base, using cattle as an important tool to manipulate the surface of the ground to achieve conservational goals. Your Excellency, it is my greatest pleasure to present to you the exemplary company whose activities are not only aimed at satisfying the needs of the teeming Nigerian population, but also providing job opportunities to many Nigerians for the exalted National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Congratulations. And Dufil Prima Foods PLC is next, nominated for the award by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, for its productivity improvement in the manufacturing sector and an excellent performance in its corporate social responsibilities. Now, this is home to Nigeria's most loved noodle brand, Indomie Instant Noodles. Your Excellency, sir, before you is a benevolent company that has not only transformed its immediate communities, but it is also committed to building of capacity of its staff for the exalted National Productivity Order of Merit Award in the organizational category. Congratulations, Dufil.
From Dufil, we move to Dozie Oil and Gas Limited, nominated for the award for its high professionalism, the use of cutting-edge technology, immense contributions to wealth creation, and overall development of Nigeria.
Where's Dozie? Where is it?
Dozie Oil and Gas Limited.
Are they absent?
Do they have a representative, Dozie Oil and Gas?
The man cannot even pass.
Okay, please can we create space for Dozie Oil and Gas to get to the president? Okay, there he is. Your Excellency, it is my greatest pleasure to present to you an exemplary company, an indigenous employer of labor for the glamorous National Productivity Order of Merit Award. A round of applause to Dozie Oil and Gas Limited. Congratulations. Next is Crisoro Group. Crisoro Group. They are nominated for the award for its contributions to economic development and growth of Nigeria through its high professionalism, creativity, innovation, and employment generation. It is good to bestow upon this indigenous employer of labor the prestigious 2018 National Productivity Order of Merit Award by Mr. President. Another round of applause to Crisoro Group. Congratulations.
Go ahead.
Next is Bakpando Foundation for Physically Challenged Persons, nominated for the award for its immense contributions to the well-being of persons with disability in Nigeria. It's a foremost operational non-governmental organization poised with the drive to cater for the vital needs and well-being of persons with disability in Nigeria. Your Excellency, Bakpando Foundation deserves special recognition and accolades, and so it is my delight to present them for the Benevolent Foundation the conferment of the exalted National Productivity Order of Merit Award. Bakpando Foundation. There they are being decorated by the President. Can we give them a round of applause, please?
Oh, yeah, who's clapping?
And then Reynolds Construction Company Nigeria Limited is next. Reynolds Construction Company Nigeria Limited, RCC. They've been nominated for the award in recognition of the company's high sense of corporate social responsibility, local sourcing of raw materials, and industrious attributes. Reynolds Construction Company Nigeria Limited, RCC. Please, can you make way for Reynolds Construction Company, RCC, please? Reynolds.
Samane.
Please, we have the RCC. They have successfully used raw materials that are sourced locally in Nigeria and have conserved foreign exchange. Please permit me, Your Excellency, Mr. President, to present to you this noble construction giant that is always in the forefront in the quest to give succor to a teeming population within the facilities of its operations for the 2018 National Productivity Order of Merit Award.
Is that the last one?
That's the last. Can we give them a round of applause? Reynolds Construction Company, Nigeria Limited.
Thank you very much, Fubara and Emilia. You've done an outstanding job. A round of applause for our citation readers. They have done great. Thank you very much. The good Lord bless you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank His Excellency Mr. President for starting. At this point in time, we call on all the recipients to come out and have a snapshot with the President before he takes his seat. Honorable Minister of Labor and Employment, members of the high table, please join the snapshots. All recipients, please, step forward. Can we clear the frontage for this? Please, I beg of you. Oh my God. I have called all the awardees.
We just witnessed the presentation awards to deserving Nigerians, those who have made contribution to productivity. I say the day is a reminder to all Nigerians to reflect deeply on productivity, especially in the face of Mr. President's next level agenda and his vision of maintaining the tempo of economic re-engineering. The call to Nigerians is to constantly strive to improve productivity in all facets towards ensuring the sustainable growth and development of the nation. Part of the activities marking the day is exhibition of made in Nigerian goods, which again demands of Nigerians to patronize at all times, as this is the only way we can grow our economy. It is said that no nation can enhance the quality of life of its citizens as well as be self-reliant and competitive in the international market without productivity. Productivity, we all know, is indeed the most important determinant of socioeconomic growth, wealth creation, employment generation, and overall improved standard of living. Given this cardinal role, it is imperative that the citizenry be consistently reminded of the need for developing a productive mindset that would ensure the productive growth of all sectors of the economy.
Declare as the master of ceremonies of this occasion that no photographer should be paid here today by reason of what you're doing here. I think the picture has been taken already. Thank you. While the recipients are still standing there, we can excuse Mr. President to take his seat and members of the high table. But I want to call on all the members of the committee of the Productivity Award to please come forward and join the recipients. That is the second agenda of the photographs. Your Excellency, Mr. President, you may take your seat now with other members of the high table. It's now time for members of the committee, the Productivity Award Committee, led by their chairman, the barrister. Please step forward for your snapshot with the awardees, quickly. 1 minute.
On our way out, all the awardees will still take with the bracelets. Because this one was nothing at all.
Because of the nature of the environment and the crowd that was here, the pictures were not properly taken.
The security men are not helping us.
And the security men are not helping us at all. Today that we had a police officer that was given an award today, I thought the police was going to work their hearts out. We didn't see them do that. And so on our way out, we're still going to take a picture with the president and the rest of the awardees. What? Go ahead and do that. Yeah, go ahead and do that. You don't need to tell me. No, just go ahead and do that. Yeah. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're gradually coming to the end of this program. So I'd like to call on one of the recipients to give the vote of thanks on behalf of the awardees. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to invite the chairman, Honeywell Group, FBN Holdings Group, Dr. Oba Otudeko, CFR, to give a word of appreciation on behalf of all the awardees. Let's put our hands together for him as he comes forward. Oba Otudeko, please. Let's be seated just a few minutes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for this honor. You can just go ahead and talk because they're just...
Well, this is a wonderful day, and I want particularly on behalf of all the awardees to congratulate the Ministry of Labour for the great work that they have done. Thank you very much, Mr. President, sir, through you, the Secretary to the government. We are very, very grateful for this honor that you have done, in recognition that you have given to us for our continuous, persistent commitment to growing the economy of Nigeria. On behalf of all employers of labor, all the awardees, and all who are working in the private sector, as well as the public sector, I want to say thank you. I want to also confirm to you that what you have done to us is an inspiration, a further call to more duty, more hard work, and particularly for those oncoming behind us, that through working for Nigeria, empowerment of Nigerians, we will be recognized by our government, who are the leaders and the leading partners for the progress of our nation. Once again, Your Excellency, the Secretary to the government, through you to Mr. President, we are intensely grateful. Thank you very much, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir. You've done quite a great job. Thank you so much. At this point in time, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite the Director General, National Productivity Order of Merit Award, for the vote of thanks. Put your hands together for Dr. Kashim Ako, DG NPC. Let's put our hands together for him, please. Oh, I beg of you, forgive me. I made a mistake. The mistake is mine, strictly. The mistake is mine. Forgive me. Please forgive me. I'd like to invite the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Labor and Employment. Please forgive me. Mr. Permanent Secretary, have mercy on me. It's an eye problem. I attended night school, so I wasn't seeing very well. Mr. William Nwako Alo, a round of applause for him, please. Sorry, sir.
First of all protocols already duly observed. Let me first of all please thank the Almighty God, the giver of life, the man that made it possible for us to be here today, to witness this great occasion where our dear country, Nigeria, has recognized people who have distinguished themselves in their various endeavors for the service of this country. Let me in a special way thank His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is ably represented here today by the Secretary to the Government of the Fifth Nation, my own boss, Boss Mustafa. My boss, thank you, sir, for coming.
and being a witness to this very important occasion. Let me also thank the Chairman Senate Committee on Labor for making it possible to be here with us today. Let me also thank my boss equally, the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in charge of labor and employment, for making it possible to be here and for being a part of this success story. He has done much in organizing this function, and he is here physically present. Let me also thank in a special way the awardees. If they had not distributed themselves in their various endeavors, we would have been here today. All we are saying, keep it up in your service to our fatherland, Nigeria. And for all of us who have been here, that came from all different places in Nigeria to be here, all we are saying is thank you for being part of this very wonderful occasion. It is our hope and prayers that those of you that came here will go back safely to your various destinations, and we hope to meet again here next year for another award. Thank you. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Permanent Secretary. The PAMSEC says,
and also thank the MC.
A round of applause for the MC. The Permanent Secretary thanks the MC. There is a special picture outside, the awardees and the high table only. That will be done as soon as the national anthem has been taken. Having said that, let's rise up on our feet as we take the national anthem, please. Nigerians, let's be on our feet. Let's be upstanding as we take the national anthem, please. The Nigeria Police Band.
Madam Mrs. Paul said that some awardees that paid for the clothes, they've not collected 2 weeks.
It is important to note that a competitive economy is characterized by rapid manufacturing of goods and export growth, combined with sustained technological upgrading and diversification. Various institutions, adequate infrastructure, stable macroeconomic environment, high level of education and training, labor market efficiency, financial market development, as well as technological readiness. These are issues or areas the present administration is striving to put in place so that we can compete favorably in the international market. On behalf of the production crew and my co-commentator, Emmanuel Ayimiro, I am Austin Anyebe saying,
you can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
For anyone who values financial security and ultimately desires financial freedom, creating at least one additional stream is no longer a luxury. It has become a necessity. Diversifying your income stream is crucial to protect yourself and your family against the unavoidable ups and downs of economic and industry cycles. Because of the financial risk that come from relying on one source of income, such as a job or a business, consider creating at least one or more additional streams to generate cash flow. The benefits of having multiple streams of income include peace of mind, because you know there will always be money to spend. Also, you will earn much more than you currently earn from your day's job. Therefore, you will live bigger and better. Your additional income streams can be active, passive, or a combination of the two. Some may pay you for doing something that you love, active, while others can provide income for you without having to do much of anything at all, passive. Here are multiple streams of income opportunities: selling information in hard book format, selling information in the form of downloadable ebooks, making money from referral opportunities, training classes, consulting opportunities, dealership opportunities, design opportunities, manufacturing opportunities, investment opportunities. The list is definitely not exhaustible. To create wealth, you must make investment that will create dependable streams of income flows, independent of your main source of income. The time to act is now. Begin implementing this practice, and before you know it, within months, you can be enjoying the benefits and the financial security and freedom that comes from having multiple streams of income.
NTA, you can't beat the reach.
Lights, camera, action. Pictures are created in accordance with the creative vision of the photographer. The ability of a photographer to express perceptions and emotions in order to convey an impression connotes the art of photography. Most photographic works show aesthetic qualities. Some create an illusion, while some abstract photos may paint a deeper meaning from the ordinary. All this depicts the creativity of this artistry. In the early decades of the 19th century, photography captured more detail and information than the traditional methods of replication, like painting and sculpture. Today, photography still remains a unique art form that demands creative thinking from the photographer. We all love taking pictures, but there's a whole lot that goes into making our pictures look flawless. In this artistry, every detail counts.
I'd usually like to start with one light and then improve my lighting style up to the point when I get the kind of picture I want to shoot. So I'll start with this. This is always called the main light, and I'm going to start the main light on camera right. Okay, fine. So the next thing I need to do now is to position her. I like you to sit down, look towards this light. You can put one foot up, one foot down, make yourself relax. Come to the edge of the stool. Good. Fine. Are you relaxed enough? All right, so just smile, and let's see how this goes. Fantastic. So with every shot I take, I begin to readjust my camera till I achieve what I want to see. So right now, there's too much lighting coming on her face, so I'm going to have to work on my lighting style and try it again. And well, it looks much better this time around. This is one light setup. And when I took the first light, there was so much light, I had to adjust my settings. And she looks more like this now.
New technological trends in digital photography have opened a new direction in full-spectrum photography, where careful filtering choices across the ultraviolet lead to new artistic visions. This art entails careful staging and lighting of the picture.
I'm going to make it very simple, so I'm going to just add one more light, and then I'm done. This light I'm adding is called a hair light or a rim light. It allows the picture to have a form. And so I can see her in a beautiful place. Beautiful. You see the picture has changed again. You notice there's a rim light now that has created a form. When you look at the first one, it was bare, and the second one has some form of rim between it. And then from here we go into post-production and print. So this is the picture, and it comes in two formats. It comes as a JPEG, which is a camera processed option, and it comes as a raw version, which is the original version with the camera shot the picture. So I'm going to edit this in raw right now. So I start with this. Good, so the picture is out now, and I start to work on it. Luckily, she has a very fresh face, which is an advantage. So I may not do as much. I just have to work on the color of her dress, her lips, make her hair look beautiful. I'm going to paint her up in lights and shadows now. I'm putting a bit of darkness to her face.
The stages of photograph has evolved over the years. In amateur processing, the film is removed from the camera and wound onto a reel in a dark room. But technology has taken a new dimension in this artistry.
Technology has overtaken all of that now. Makes it easier for a lot of people, makes it more accessible for a lot of people. Back in the days, they had a few labs that did darkroom clean washing, as it was known in the day. But today we have a download, edit, upload, and print very, very quickly. And then you can see how far we have gone in the last few minutes. So this is the original picture. And then this is the Photoshop picture. The colors have changed. She has a red look initially. Now it's looking more like her skin tone. The dress is bluer, which is making more. And then you see her hairline. I've defined her hairline more. And then you see the little imperfections we had initially have been removed to give us a, so to speak, final finish. We're good to print. I'm viewing the image right now, and I'm going to send to this little printer here, which does my emergency prints. Beautiful, and she's ready to go.
After so much skill and time spent, the end result is indeed worth it. Or what do you think?
Stress is a normal physical response to an event that makes your nervous system feel threatened at the perception of danger, whether real or imagined, giving your body automatic mobilization process known as the fight, flight, or freeze response. This automobilization response, or stress, is designed to protect your body. When it is working well, it helps you stay focused, energetic, and alert. In an emergency, it spurs you into action to defend yourself. Stress, however, becomes worrisome when it is overwhelming. It can damage your health, your mood, your productivity, relationship, and even your quality of life. Stress is chiefly induced by environmental conditions or stimulus and emotional instability. Work-related stress is the second most commonly reported condition in the self-reported work-related illness. According to research results between 2011 and 2012, an estimated 428,000 workers suffered from work stress. Stress affects different people in different ways, but generally, the chemicals that are released by the body as a result of stress can build up over time and cause various mental and physical symptoms. These include irritability, anger, depression, anxiety, food cravings, lack of appetite, headaches, sleep difficulty, and the list is endless. How one handles one's stress depends on the causes and the symptoms, but it is imperative to note that once the pressure or threat has passed, your stress hormone level will usually return to normal.
.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
My name's Mr. Muftau Abiodun Balogun. We started this business 4 years ago, and this is the production outlet where we do about 4,000 to 5,000 birds per day. With the closure of the border recently, we've been experiencing massive surge in demand. Our sales per day now is going to be between 15 to 20,000 birds. We needed to expand all avenues because of the multiplier effect it's creating. And the most interesting thing about this closure is that many of my farmers today are farmers we recruited recently, and they are young graduates. What the government is doing will lead us right. And I can tell you, if the government sustains this thing, sky will not even be our limit.
The existence of illegal detention camps, which masquerade as rehabilitation centers across the country, is deplorable. Not less than 6 of these illegal homes were uncovered and their owners apprehended in Katsina, Kaduna, Kano, and Kwara states in the last few months. In all of them, hundreds of victims, mostly young boys and girls, were put in confinements and chained to the spot. All the victims manifested signs of torture and abuse. The maltreatment of inmates of illegal correctional homes elicited national outrage. Many Nigerians have condemned the evil acts of the proprietors of such homes. Following the development, President Muhammadu Buhari enjoined the Nigeria Police Force to raid such illegal centers anywhere they exist throughout the country. Our focus today on Dateline 360 is to examine the proliferation of these illegal centers and what is necessary to dismantle them. Welcome to Dateline 360. Good to have you join us. I am Lydia Odije Ochi. Kaduna State Police Command evacuated about 300 persons from an illegal rehabilitation center in Rigasa, Igabi local government area. The center was sealed.
In chains and in pens, abandoned by their parents and dehumanized by their upkeepers, abused by fellow inmates and ignored by the outside world, This summarized the fate that befell these inmates of an illegal rehabilitation center in Rigasa, Kaduna State. It was the first of such centers busted by the police in what has recently become a coordinated nationwide crackdown on such centers of abuse guised as rehabilitation centers.
The man who is operating the so-called rehab or Islamic school alleged that the parents brought their children or their wards to the place for Islamic education or rehabilitation once if you are a stubborn person. But when I came here personally myself, I discovered that the place does not look like a rehab or an Islamic center, because we discover that we have small children under 5, graduates, even civil servants are here. Most of them are chained. As far as I'm concerned, this is not a rehab. Rather, it's a modern-day slavery.
This development has attracted presidential commendation of the Nigerian police and a marching order to scale up the onerous obligation of rescuing the citizenry from such gross violation of their humanity. Almost all the inmates have one thing in common. They were taken to the center by their own parents or relatives for various reasons. Many of them are counting years of being in the center, with all the brutal realities their incarcerations are operating with.
When you gather children with adults, with criminals in one place, everything happens.
So how is life like at the camp?
Life is lovely. It wasn't enjoyable at all because we have stepped from sleeping, eating, bathing, washing, and other freedom of normal human beings, because we are treated like slaves.
It is inhumanity, typical malice and slavery. Everything is by force.
Over 200 inmates of an illegal rehabilitation center at Olore Central Mosque in Ojo area of Ibadan, Oyo State capital, have regained freedom. Kayode Oladosu reports that the illegal center was discovered from a tip-off to the police.
Illegal rehabilitation centers have been a national phenomenon as the police bust another one in Ibadan. The State Commissioner of Police, Shino Olukolu, who led his men to the scene of the illegal center, rescued 34 females, 191 males, 11 children, and 23 sick ones that were allegedly detained and chained for the past 2 to 10 years.
And actually, when the police got here, we discovered that young men, young women are being kept in captivity in a dungeon-like situation. As a matter of fact, man's inhumanity to man is being manifested in this environment, and we are not happy about the situation.
It's a very pathetic issue, but we are going to take care of the situation.
Grievous inhuman treatment and torture of the victims at times resulted to death and were subsequently buried. Some of the victims, looking malnourished and unkept, narrate their ordeal.
I used 1.5 years in there, and with that 1.5 years is being held and take people's money and property. They will beat you and humiliate you. They take hose pipe to beat you 500, 200 stroke of the cane to spoil you, to try to downgrade and also submerge you under their black power. They've been here for so long. People have been thinking, what kind of human beings are these? Are they one undefeatable Goliaths? They even try to fragment the government, that the government knows about what they are doing. Meanwhile, people that are educated knows that the government of Nigeria will always never allow this kind of thing to happen.
I'm from Mushin. Because of I don't used to hear word. That is why I'm here. It's because I'm not hearing word. That's why my parents brought me here.
They told me that I should come and follow them inside one car. Not knowing that they're all liars. Say that they are SARS officials. Because I don't drink good water, bath. I need to bath regularly for 2 weeks.
With this unwholesome development, your state government has ordered the demolition of the center. While describing the incident, Governor Seyi Makinde vowed to prosecute all those running the facility, adding that it was wrong for certain individuals to perpetrate crime under the disguise of religion.
Yes, we've marked it for demolition. The government will do everything that is humanly possible to ensure that this kind of thing is stamped out in our environment. Well, I mean, there are houses right around here. These are people, they see something, ideally they should say something. Because this kind of thing couldn't have been going on without, all of these people and the houses that are just nearby here, without them knowing about it. So they should have been, they should have reported this thing to the authorities, and maybe we will have unraveled this a long time ago.
The police were able to do further investigations, further search, and anyone at all who is found culpable will definitely be arrested, investigated, and prosecuted diligently to serve as a warning to others who may want to operate such houses that serves as illegal detention centers.
5 persons suspected to be connected with the center were arrested, while victims are receiving care at the government-owned rehabilitation center.
This is another crackdown of illegal rehabilitation centers in the country, with a lesson for everyone to take note that no responsible democratic government would tolerate any existence of facility serving as rehabilitation center other than that of government.
The police in Kwara State also discovered an illegal rehabilitation center in Ilorin with 108 inmates found in inhuman conditions. The center is said to have been in operation since 1977.
There were 103 males and 5 females in the rehabilitation center at Olonsogo area when the police struck.
Some of them have diseases that are not treated, infectious diseases that are not treated but are allowed to be spreading in the camp. It is so sad that fellow humans can be kept in that kind of condition.
Their ages are between 12 to 40. Some of the rescue inmates are drug users indeed, but their experience at the center is horrible.
I was chained on my right legs with one of my people here. So on getting there, we only ate twice in a day, sometimes once daily. Sometimes at all, we will not even eat for like 3 to 4 days without not taking anything. They used to beat us. Most of us that are here, most of us are not normal. There are lunatics among us. We will be sleeping with them. We will be sleeping with them inside the same place. They bait me with oil before going to the room, scrape my head. They said I wore tall jeans. This is not a tall jeans. You understand? Scrape my hair. Without, after that, then I was taken to this room where I saw boys of 4 years old being locked up for almost 5 years, claiming they are learning Arabic and they're not learning nothing.
75-year-old blind proprietor of the center, Rahim Owotutu, claims that the parents willingly bring their children to the center for rehabilitation.
While some of them are cultists, some are imbecile, but their parents want them to learn Arabic knowledge, and God is answering their prayers.
This is the residence of Alhaji Rahimi Owotutu, who was alleged to have been operating an illegal detention camp in Ga Odota area of Ilorin. Surprisingly, NTA News observed that a group of children were on ground learning the Islamic knowledge. But who is Rahimi Owotutu and how does he come by the inmates in his rehabilitation center?
I have known Alhaji Owotutu for a long time. I know him as an honest Islamic cleric, and people bring their children and words for rehabilitation.
We are just living near in the house, so I don't know. But they used to do Islamic study there, but I don't used to enter their house, so I don't know what they are doing inside.
I took my son to him because he was stubborn, but today he is better and happily married.
I
took my son to him to learn Islamic education, and today he is doing fine and adding value to the society.
Some of us are stubborn, some are cultists,
Some are arrogant. They bring us here to learn Arabic.
The police are continuing investigations on this discovery.
Right now, what we are doing with the rescued victim is to invite the parents. We'll interview the parents. Some of them will release the children back to them. Some of them that we know cannot adequately take care of these children, the government will come to assist them. Then with the suspects that we arrested, the perpetrators of the illegal detention camp, they are going to be arraigned very soon.
There are many Islamic centers across the state and the country, just as tradomedical homes, where people patronize for the care of their loved ones. Ilorin has a high record of drug abuse and mental impairment among the youths.
Meanwhile, the Adamawa State Police Command discovered an illegal rehabilitation center in Yola, the state capital. Bilkisu Abubakar reports that the police rescued all the victims, including a legal practitioner amongst them.
This is Wura Hausa, a renowned commercial area in Yola South local government where the illegal detention center located and has been in existence over the years. The center, which has been discovered by the police, where victims that under captivity have been seriously tortured and maltreated. 15 victims were rescued and 4 suspects apprehended. Some of the victims who narrated their ordeals said they were lured before taken to the detention center.
The reason why they took me there is because my brother and the Malam that is in charge of the distribution of our inheritance connived and said I should go and collect some part of my inheritance. So my share of inheritance was with the man, and they said I should go and collect it. When I went to his house, I just saw 4 guys started slapping me, and they bungled me into a 406 car like a kidnap or something. So when they took me to the house, they just formulated a story that I abused the Malam. So and immediately they took me to the room, they started rushing me, they started beating me. They kept me there for like 4 months, 4 months plus, above 4 months. I saw him with a pistol gun, and he directed me to a room. He even blinded my left eye. I couldn't see for like my right eye. I couldn't see for like 2 weeks.
You eat dawa, kuka, yes. If there is fish, no salt, no maggi, nothing. I know sometimes I watched a corpse who was victim. He was denied medical access. I've been begging for a common paracetamol for over 2 weeks. I cannot afford to have a 2020 paracetamol.
The State Police Command sent the suspect with the exhibits, and now in the police net an investigation is going on.
One surprise thing, all we've rescued, 13 of them were adults, ranging from 22 to 45 years old each. It is only 2 that can be called teenagers because they are 17 years each. 15 people are kept in a small bungalow, in a small room. At least they are subjected to a lot of hardship. They are suffering a lot of injuries. We are being, at least they sustain a lot of injuries, and there's no medical attention given to them.
The police maker called on general public, especially parents, to ensure moral upbringing of their children. Already, the victims have been taken to the government remand home for the counseling and to subsequently reunite them with their families.
Some federal government organizations, civil society bodies, and professional groups in Nigeria are collaborating to deal with the problems of modern-day slavery, an issue which they say is undermining social development. This was the thrust of the 10th annual conference of the Social Workers of Nigeria in Abuja. Austin Anyebe was there.
Said that the world we live in is not fair to many people. This is because there is inequality in every aspect of human life. No wonder one great philosopher said, if there are no set of rules to regulate human conduct, life becomes survival of the fittest. Modern-day slavery is a crime where the most vulnerable men, women, and children are abused for criminal profits, with many victims forced to live and work in horrible conditions for little or no money. They are controlled with threats and abuse and have no means of escape.
The statistics are terrible. There are agencies telling people they have jobs abroad. And you, like anybody looking for a good life, you apply. And they say we have jobs in Oman. They mention all these countries of interest, only for you to arrive there. And it's not what you were told. First, what type of job will you do that your passport is seized at the point of immediately you arrive? Why should a document of your liberty be seized from you? People come, promise you they will send your child to school, just the child comes to help us. They bring the child to the city centers and deploy them for something else entirely.
The statistics released by the Global Slavery Index in July 2018 indicate that there are 40.3 million victims of modern-day slavery worldwide, 71% of whom are women and girls, and 25% are children. Nigeria has a total number of 834,000 people, which account for about 15% of the 6.4 million people living in modern-day slavery in Africa. In fact, Nigeria is ranked 32 out of 167 countries with the highest number, with the country said to be a transit and destination country when it comes to human trafficking.
Modern-day slavery before now used to be what we all know as slavery, but it has over time evolved into a daredevil monster which now encapsulates issues such as human trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking, domestic servitude, forced labor, and a whole lot, which are basically in our society and have eaten deep into the fabric of our culture. And not until these issues are brought to the fore, not until then are we able to nip them in the bud.
My cousin graduates and no employment, and out of frustration went abroad looking for a job, and I think he didn't take the right route to the UK and has been deported back to Nigeria.
Curtailing this human crime, social workers at the conference held in Abuja say requires strong legislation and interagency collaborations.
The agency had rehabilitated and reintegrated a lot of traffic victims in one form or the other. The agency had also convicted a lot of criminals of human trafficking.
Council now has an unlimited jurisdiction to provide free legal aid for indigent Nigerians.
For now, human trafficking is seen as a high-profit, low-risk business which allows traffickers to operate with impunity. This is more so that there are only a total of 11,096 prosecutions globally in 2018.
The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has expressed serious concerns over the proliferation of illegal detention centers across the country, saying that such centers must be closed to save their victims from further torture and inhuman and degrading treatments. Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojukwu, who stated this in Abuja while reacting to the discovery of these illegal detention centers in some parts of the country, regretted that some activities have further expanded the frontiers of human violations in the country. According to him, acts of torture and all forms of inhuman and degrading treatment under whatever guise are clearly illegal, constitute human rights violations under the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, as well as the Convention Against Torture and other international treaties to which Nigeria is a signatory. Furthermore, the Anti-Torture Act of 2017 signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari clearly outlaws and abhors acts of torture, inhuman and degrading treatment, and makes them punishable with imprisonment. That's about it on Dateline 360 today. Thank you for your attention. I am Lydia Odije Ochi. Goodbye. See you next week.